Welcome to today's informational session. Today we will address the issue of landlord and tenant responsibilities regarding property repairs and the implications when a landlord refuses to pay for authorized repairs after the tenant has vacated the property. Firstly, let's discuss the role of deposits in rental agreements. A deposit serves as a security measure for any repairs or damages that may occur during the tenancy and after the lease ends. It is crucial to understand that this deposit money remains the tenant's property and is held in security by the landlord. The primary purpose of the deposit is to cover costs, such as repairs if needed. Now let's consider the scenario where the landlord gave permission for certain repairs on the property, but later refuses to pay for these repairs, potentially arguing that the tenant is responsible for the damages. While the landlord's claim might hold depending on whether the damages were caused by the tenant or were a result of regular wear and tear, the contractual obligations must be clearly understood. The contract for the repairs, in this case, is between the landlord and the contractor. The landlord is responsible for fulfilling their obligation to the contractor, which includes making the payment. The contractor can legally pursue the landlord for payment if it is withheld. The landlord can then use the tenant's deposit to cover these repair costs. However, if the deposit does not fully cover the repair costs, the landlord is entitled to seek the remaining amount from the tenant through legal channels if necessary. Additionally, it is important to note that the landlord cannot simply refuse to pay the contractor, arguing that the tenant should be held liable. The responsibility to pay the contractor lies solely with the landlord, as the agreement exists only between the landlord and the contractor. In terms of invoicing and reporting to TPN, Tenant Profile Network, the landlord can issue an invoice to the tenant for the repair costs. If the tenant does not pay, the landlord can submit a did not pay DNP report to TPN. However, it is important to verify if TPN allows such reporting after the lease period has ended, as there may be restrictions on this. In summary, while the tenant might be liable for certain damages, the landlord must fulfill their contractual obligation to the contractor. The landlord can then seek reimbursement from the tenant. This approach ensures that the contractor is paid for their services, and the landlord can pursue the tenant for any remaining costs that exceed the deposit. Thank you for joining us for this session. We hope this information clarifies the responsibilities and processes involved in handling repairs and payments in rental properties. Reference: this script is based on the transcription of the video Rental Property Repairs and Landlord Payment Issues Explained, available on YouTube.